Okay, good Tavach, everyone. A Freilich and Chanukah, good Chodesh. As we are sponsored by a Fisher family, Nishmas Basi Bas Robert Shlomo ben Avraham Malevi, Perel Bas Ruvain. We're sponsored by Nishmas David ben Chaim, Lefu Shalem for Yomis ben Chayesar, Yaakov ben Bas Yaleah, for the Schus of Avram and Yom Benish ben Malki Yehudis. We're sponsored by Yoel Klugman and family. We're sponsored by Lefu Shalem for Mishmer ben Esther Fradl Bas Chana, Yitzhak ben Tzim ben Dusha, Rivka Bas Shira Leah, Chaya Malka Bas Leah from it. We're sponsored for Chana Bas Shoshebina, Vigdoraya ben Rivka, Hinda Bas Chayesara, Aaron ben Sarah, Nachman Yaakov ben Sarah, and Meir ben Chayesara. You should have a refuah shalema b'sek shar chayla Yisrael. So the Mishnah tells us, Rab Chanina ben Antignus Omer, Rab Chanina ben Antignus adds the following blemishes that you're allowed to shech the b'char. Eshe yabeles be'enai, if there's a wart in the eye, even if it's a wart in the white of the eye, normally a blemish is not in the white of the eye, but if it's a wart with a hair, it disqualifies. V'shenifkam etzem yodoi ve'etzem ragloi, if there's part of the bone in the foreleg or the hind leg missing. V'shenifsek atzmai shebefiv, if the jaw, where the teeth is attached, is partially missing in the mouth. Einoi achas gedayla v'achas ketana, if one eye is big and one eye is small. Oznoi achas gedayla v'achas ketana, or one ear is big and one is small, as long as it's b'mara, as long as it's clear with the naked eye. Not that it's off by a few little, millimeters. It has to be noticeable by the naked eye. Rabbi Yehuda achas mibeyav gedayla kishtayim b'chaverta, that it's also a mum if one of the testicles is double the size of the other testicle. However, the Chacham did not agree that was a mum. Now, in the 11th Mishnah, we talk about the tail. How long does the tail have to be? So says the Mishnah, Znav ha'egel, the tail of the calf, she'ena magas la'arkov, that doesn't reach the second knee. That's the second knee. We'll talk about what that is. That's a mum. Now, that's true even if it's when it's very young. Because Amru Chachamim kol marbis ha'agalim kain. The entire growth of the calf, even when it's very small, the tail at least has to reach to the second knee. Kolzman Shei Magdil, when they get bigger, they stretch more, but it at least has to reach the second knee. Now, what does it mean, the second knee? Le'eza Arkov Amru, because there's also Arkuva spelled with an aleph. That's the first knee. Rab Chanina ben Antignus Aimer Arkov Sheb'emtza Yorech. That's the archa that's in the Arkov, the knee that's in the middle of the hip. That means the knee of the thigh bone. Not the knee, the first knee of the tarsus. And that's considered a mum, if it doesn't reach there. Al elu mumin, on any of the aforementioned mumim that we just learned in all of these mishnayos, shaykten as a b'char, the kohen can shech the b'char for his own purposes, and he doesn't have to bring it as a carbon, he can't bring it as a carbon. And kachim that became disqualified, which has kedushas haguf, and you can't redeem it when it's unblemished, upsula hamakdashim, disqualified kachim, once it gets any of these mumin, niptin aleim, you're allowed to redeem them. Okay, Rabbi, I just want to remind everybody out there in TorahAnytime.com and Kol Lashon land and YouTube land that for your Chanukah viewing and listening pleasure, there are a lot of Chanukah shiurim. Of course, there's the main shir, Chanukah Gems 5786, but there's also a shir Chanukah and the home with a short Q&A. There's a shir Chanukah Potpourri, and then there's also the shir of for the Shabbos Chanukah and Miket's table. So that's all available for your viewing pleasure. Hundreds and hundreds of people already watch them. And if you want to sponsor this week's share, we are looking for a sponsor for Vayigash. We do not have one yet. 718-916-3100, rmmwsi@aol.com. It's not too early to start thinking. Remember, Sunday night, Monday is an all-important end of the line for tshuva for this season. Zos Chanukah is the Gemara of tshuva, so it's always good to think about what we could correct and what we could better. Thank you for joining. Have a freilich Chanukah and a good Chodesh.